Speed isn't just a number, it's a feeling that pins you to the seat and steals your breath. Today we're counting down the top 10 fastest cars in the world in 2025. From record-shattering legends to wild prototypes with numbers that sound made up, this list is the razor's edge of engineering. If you think you already know who's number one, you might be in for a surprise. Buckle up, drop a like, and let's light up the asphalt. Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Ferrari's first plug-in hybrid supercar doesn't whisper green. It yells performance. A 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 teams up with 3 electric motors for a combined 986 horsepower. That means 0 to 60 in about 2.5 seconds and a top speed near 211 miles per hour. Numbers that used to be hypercar-only territory. What makes the SF90 special is how it delivers. Instant electric torque slingshots you off the line, while the V8 keeps pulling like a freight train. And because it's all-wheel drive, traction isn't a suggestion, it's a rule. Inside, a curved digital display and touch controls feel space age, but the car's soul is old school Ferrari. Razor steering, real feedback, and a soundtrack that turns tunnels into concert halls. Aston Martin Valkyrie. If an F1 car put on a license plate, it'd look like this. The Valkyrie's naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 screams to 11,000 RPM, and with its hybrid assist, the total shove is around 1,160 horsepower. The magic isn't just power, it's aerodynamics. Giant Venturi tunnels under the car create monstrous downforce, so at big speeds, the Valkyrie feels glued to the world. The cockpit isn't luxurious in the traditional sense, it's surgical. Fixed carbon seats, feet-up driving position, and a removable steering wheel with all your data on it. Every surface says, function first, yet the whole thing looks like science fiction. Top speed? Around 220 miles per hour, but the way it gets there, the noise, the urgency, is what makes it unforgettable. McLaren Speedtail. Long, smooth, and shockingly serene at warp speed, the Speedtail is McLaren's Hyper GT. It blends a twin-turbo V8 with an electric motor for 1,055 horsepower and a top speed of 250 miles per hour. The central driver's seat, in a nod to the legendary F1, gives perfect symmetry and an almost jet cockpit vibe with 2 passenger seats tucked behind. The teardrop body is a masterclass in low drag, active ailerons, enclosed front wheels, and tiny digital cameras instead of mirrors sliced through the air. The result is speed without drama. It doesn't fight the air, it vanishes into it. Only 106 exist, each dripping with bespoke details. If ultimate velocity could wear a tuxedo, this would be it. Hennessey Venom F5. America's answer to how fast can a car go. The Venom F5's 6.6-liter twin-turbo V8, nicknamed Fury, delivers a tidal wave of power, well over 1,800 horsepower in full send, the target, beyond 311 miles per hour. What sets it apart is weight, a featherweight carbon chassis, minimal mass everywhere, and a cabin focused on the job, driving. There's luxury if you look for it, but the F5's personality is raw, a forged carbon scalpel with a flamethrower for a heart. Acceleration from a roll is almost comedic. You're at silly speeds before your brain finishes the thought. Only 24 are slated, built in Texas, each tuned like a one-off race car. If Land Missile needed a dictionary photo, this would be it. Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. The day a production car broke 300 miles per hour, 304 miles per hour to be exact. The world collectively gasped. That was the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. Under the skin is the mythical 8.0-liter quad-turbo W16 with 1,578 horsepower and a soundtrack like Distant Thunder. The long-tail body reduces drag at insane speeds, while special Michelin tires are x-rayed after production to ensure they can survive the forces involved. This isn't a stripped-out racer, it's exquisitely finished, calm at 200, and still a Bugatti. Leather, aluminum, carbon everywhere. The craziest part may be how composed it feels doing numbers that used to belong to jet planes. Limited, expensive, and historic. The 300 Plus is a line in the sand no one will forget. SSC Tuatara. Few cars have sparked more debate. and few look more like they're breaking the air even when parked. The Tuatara's 5.9-liter twin-turbo V8 makes up to 1,750 horsepower on E85, pushing a body with a drag coefficient around 0.279. Super slippery for a road car. Claims have circled, records have been argued, but the car itself is undeniable. Ultra-light, twin-clutch quick, and laser-focused on top speed. From the needle-thin cockpit to its active aero and knife-edge stance, it's like a stealth jet that learned to drive. Whether you buy into every number or not, the Tuatara's intent is crystal clear. Be the fastest thing with a license plate and look extraterrestrial doing it. Rimac Nevera. Electric wasn't supposed to be this fast. The Nevera runs 4 motors, one at each wheel, for 1,914 horsepower and an absurd 1,741 pound-feet of torque. Traction is sci-fi. The car constantly vectors torque to whichever tire can use it, so launches feel like the world just moved backward. 0 to 60 in around 1.85 seconds, and a top speed near 258 miles per hour. Yet it's not a one-trick dragster. The Nevera can repeat rapid runs thanks to serious cooling and a battery pack that's part of the structure. Inside, it's modern and clean. Carbon sculpting, clear screens, and a sense you're piloting the future. For many viewers, this is the turning point. Proof that Volts can chase V12S and win. Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. Koenigsegg built 2 versions of the Jesko, one for downforce and one for outright speed. The Absolute is the latter. Its 5.0-liter twin-turbo V8 makes up to 1,600 horsepower on E85, tied to the Wild Lightspeed transmission that snaps off gear changes so quickly it feels like one continuous surge. The aero is the secret. No giant rear wing, a smoothed-out body, extended tail fins, everything about drag reduction. Koenigsegg calls it the fastest car they'll ever produce, with theoretical numbers pointing well above the 300s. Step inside and it's sci-tech luxury, sculpted carbon, jewel-like switchgear, and instruments that rotate to stay level as you corner. The Absolute isn't just fast, it's a thesis paper on speed. Devel 16. Welcome to the deep end. The Devel 16 is the hypercar equivalent of a tall tale that might be true. On paper, the headline version packs a quad-turbo 12.3-liter V16 with claims of 5,000 plus horsepower. Lower output V8 and approximately 3,000 horsepower versions exist, but it's the V16 that grabs attention and eyebrows. The design is pure fighter jet, vast intakes, aero straight lines, and a stance that looks illegal. Claimed top speeds soar past 350 miles per hour, which is the automotive equivalent of touching the sun. Will the Moonshot variant ever do a fully verified run? That's the saga. But even in development, the Devel 16 has changed the conversation. It proves there are still people willing to chase the impossible, and that alone earns it a place near the top. Mercedes-AMG One. It's hard to overstate what this car is. A Formula One hybrid power unit adapted for the street. The AMG One combines a 1.6-liter turbo V6 with 4 electric motors for a total north of 1,000 horsepower, revving to an unthinkable 11,000 RPM. Top speed? Around 218 miles per hour. But this isn't a top speed crown so much as a technology crown. Complex doesn't begin to cover it. Electric assist on the turbo, 2 motors up front for electric all-wheel drive, and another motor tied to the engine crank. It can even creep around in EV mode before switching to full attack. The way it changes direction feels like cheating. Active aero, race-bred suspension, ceramic brakes, the works. Limited to 275 units. It's the closest civilians can get to driving a championship-winning idea down a normal road. For 2025, nothing blends speed, pedigree, and sheer audacity quite like the AMG One. There you have it, 10 cars that don't just flirt with the limits, they move the goalposts. Some are proven legends, some are wild promises. All of them are engineering flexes that make the world a little crazier and a lot faster. Which one stole your heart? The electric sledgehammer, the 300-mile-per-hour icon, or the F1 car in a tuxedo? Drop your pick in the comments, hit like if your pulse went up, and subscribe for more countdowns that live in the red.